What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. I'm Nick. Today I'm checking out this new box set from Green Day celebrating the 25th anniversary of Warning. There's a bunch of links down below. You got links for the Vinyl Den Facebook group, for the merch page, for the Spotify and Apple Music playlist that I put together every week, and the Patreon page. So make sure you check all that out. Like always, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new episodes. So Green Day released their sixth studio album on October 3rd, 2000, and it was very much a departure musically from what they'd done earlier in their career. Warning was easily their most experimental album. They incorporated more like folk and pop elements into the album, and to be honest, when the album came out, it took me a while to come around to it. I remember going out and picking up a copy of it on CD the day it was released, and I know Minority had already been released as a single off the album, but I was really surprised how different the album sounded overall compared to Nimrod, Insomniac, Kerplunk, and Dookie. And for a number of years, it was easily my least favorite album from the band, but over the last 25 years, it's definitely grown on me quite a bit, and I'd probably rank this up there, at least in the top half of their albums. And I get it, as a band, you don't want to keep recreating that same sound you had over and over again. And I think Green Day is one of those bands that's done a really good job, from Dookie really all the way through Warning, really having different sounds on each one of those albums. It was just, Warning was such a drastic change musically, even from Nimrod, the album that came out before it. I think the first time I ever saw Green Day live was on Warped Tour in 2000, so it was about a year before this album came out, and it was one of the best performances, I think, of that tour. So when this box set got announced, having that live material on there, I was really excited to hear that, and, I generally don't listen to the B-sides and the demos all that much in these box sets, but at least for this album, I might listen to them more often than, say, the same content in the previous Green Day box sets, because I guess I want to hear the progression and the way they kind of built this album, because the recording process was a little bit different for Green Day on this album, because this was self-produced by the band, where the last three albums, going back to Dookie, were all produced by Rob Cavallo. Yes, Rob was an executive producer on this album, so he had a little bit of input, but this is mainly a total production from Green Day itself. So it might be cool to kind of go through some of the extra demos also and kind of hear that process that the band kind of went through and compare those early versions to what actually ended up on the album. As far as the artwork for the box set goes, though, it's kind of similar to what they did with both Dookie and Nimrod, but it's more like a minimalistic kind of version of their artwork. It does have a big hype sticker on here. 25th Anniversary Super Deluxe Edition, Limited Edition Numbered Colored Vinyl Box. I'm not sure how many copies of this they pressed. This is numbered. I've got copy number 8,852. It is stamped on the back side of the box there. So it's got 49 tracks on here, 5 LPs, over 3 hours of music. And then you got LP1 is just the newly remastered album on Green Galaxy vinyl. LP2 is just the demos on Yellow Marble vinyl. And then LPs 3, 4, and 5 is the Live in Tokyo, March 2001 on Orange Galaxy vinyl. There's the hype sticker there on the front of it there. And then the back cover of the box. And then the sides of it just say Green Day Warning 25. Now that I've got the shrink wrap off, you might be able to see this a little bit better. But the green person, the outline on the front, and the lightning bolt has kind of a glossy finish to it. I don't know if I can maybe see, if I can shine the light on it, maybe you can see a little bit better there. But and then the same thing on the back. This kind of has a glossy finish where everything else is just a matte black, but maybe you can see the back cover a little bit better there with just the track listing on there. And then you got a bunch of the extra stuff. I shouldn't say a bunch of stuff. There's some extra stuff in here, not as much as there is in a lot of the other box sets that are out there, but it does come with a Green Day Warning patch. And then there's a button set, which if you go on their YouTube channel, I think they've got videos up on their YouTube channel for, I think, most of the songs or all of the songs off the box set. I think they use the images from these buttons for the videos, so you can go on there and watch those if you want to listen to it and not have to pick up the box set, or if you don't want to listen to it on your on whatever streaming service you use. And then there's also a sticker set here too. So not a whole lot of extra stuff that comes with the box set. There's nothing really all that special about the stickers either. So nothing that I'll ever pull out the box set. That's all stuff that generally all that kind of stuff just ends up staying in there once I look at it once or twice. And it does come with a big booklet here also, which looks like just a bunch of pictures. And I'm assuming that if you pick this box set up on CD, it's probably the same booklet that comes along with it. But I think this has lyrics in here also. Kind of a famous picture of, I've seen this picture a bunch of times, but that's in there. Yeah, track listing there for the standard album. I will say that I'm not sure who, because I know this says it was newly remastered. I'm not sure who remastered the album though. I wonder if it says on here. Yeah, I don't see it listed in here. And then the lyrics for the album. It's got the listing for the B-sides and demos, album, and then live in Japan. Well, it looks like it was actually mastered by Chris Bellman. So that's cool. Chris does great work, so I'm sure this thing is going to sound fantastic because I don't think I've ever been disappointed by anything that Chris has mastered. So I'm sure this is going to sound great. And then this also does come with a big poster also, which posters really don't matter to me. I mean, I don't really have space to hang up any of the posters that I get in any box sets or albums, even though some of the ones I get over the years look really cool, especially like some of the Ozzy posters that came in the Ozzy box set. It would have been nice to hang some of those up. I just don't have the space, or they're really big also, so they're kind of expensive to get a big frame to hang them up in. But I do give Green Day credit for not doing like I feel like with a lot of the box sets, if I can open this thing up, I feel like with a lot of box sets, when you get a poster like this, it's like a poster of the album artwork or something associated with it. So at least they went with a little bit of a different picture to go with the poster. But yeah, it's a nice big poster. Comes along with it also. So it takes me to what's, I guess, really important, which is the music that's included in this box set. And I already see something that kind of bothers me about the music that's in here, or at least the packaging for the music. So it's the same album, the same version that comes included in the box set. Same cover, same front, same back, same everything. But, here's the nice printed inner sleeve with the lyrics. Okay. Comes on nice neon orange vinyl, even though this has a big scuff on it. Deep enough that I won't play this. So I will take this back to the store and get a new copy of it. Something I generally don't do. If it's just like a surface scratch, doesn't really impact the quality of the album. This is actually deep enough that I don't want to damage my stylus. It's that deep. So it looks cool, but I'm gonna get a new copy before I play it. That's why I don't know the sound quality of the album. But that's not my issue. My issue is this. The 1LP version has this nice printed inner sleeve, right? This, is a $150 box set. And when I pull out the standard pressing of this album, what does it have? A paper sleeve that comes in it. And I feel like I'm beating a dead horse because I complain pretty much every time I do or I open up a box set nowadays. But $150, you're already pressing it with a printed inner sleeve. Stop being cheap and just use the inner sleeve in the damn box set also. If you want people to pay a premium amount for a product, people expect a premium product. And glancing through the other albums, all of them have the paper sleeve. So very disappointing to see in this box set. If you're, like I said, if you're doing this, just do it right. But here's the standard cover. It's, like I said, the only thing different on this is it doesn't have a barcode, whereas the version you're going to pick up, the standard version, it's going to be in all your stores, has a barcode on it. It's the only difference on there. But You got that, and then the album itself actually looks pretty cool. Like I said, I'm sure, Chris Bellman doing this, I'm sure this is going to sound fantastic also. It's on green vinyl there. Oh, and I was looking at the book again here real quick. It says that it was mastered by Chris Bellman, except for LP1. LP1 was remastered by Ted Jensen. If you look on the last page on the booklet there. So Ted Jensen actually did the remastering of the first album. So same thing. It doesn't really matter. I'm still expecting this one to sound really good. And then the second album is Demos, B-Sides, and Rarities. This is the one where I was talking about. I was, really interested to hear the progression of the album. This one's on like this cool yellow and black splatter. We'll say I'm not a huge fan of like the opaque color. I think it would look cooler as like a translucent color, but doesn't matter. I mean, what matters is the sound quality on the album, which, like I said, I'm sure it's going to sound good. Can't wait to check this one out. And the third album is Live, Tokyo, Japan, March 18, 2001. With this being a triple album, I guess that's my other complaint is, don't just do a jacket for them. Do like a triple fold or a gatefold jacket for the album itself. But I guess that's my small complaints for the box set. There's the back cover with the track listing. A lot of songs on here though. It looks like the live album was mixed by Chris Lord-Alge. Great, always does a great job mixing. So LP1. Now this is on like a semi-transparent orange, which that looks really cool. I'm not sure if the color really comes through on the video, but it has these almost like darker waves of orange through the album. And then disc 2 is the same style. And then the third album, I'm sure there's variations in all the albums, but this one's actually just a tad darker color-wise on the album. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Make sure you drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this box set from Green Day. I'm excited to finally have a copy of it in my hands. A couple issues I have with it, though. Like I said, I think they really should have used at least printed inner sleeves on the albums. And at least that triple album, that live album, at least should have been a gatefold or a trifold jacket. If you're spending $150 for a box set, I want to see something like that at least in it. At least with the standard album and with the B-Sides album, the Demos album. Those are just one LP releases, so I get it. I'm fine with those just being in a sleeve, but, 3 albums stuffed in a sleeve like that, at least do a better presentation for that live album. I can't wait to get these all cleaned up and check them out. Like I said, it's an album that's definitely grown on me over the years. I now understand what they were really trying to do on this album. I think they're trying to show that they're more than just that punk band from earlier in their career. Let me know what you guys think. Like always, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. That's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.